I've got this guy here, and how we want to do it is we want to, so this hair here, I want it to have a shadow. And I see I've got a little bit of already, I demoed this before and I've got a little division going on there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I have this sphere selected, and I'm going to hold Alt or Option, Alt if I'm on a PC, Option if I'm on a Mac. I'm going to pull up and it's going to give me a duplicate, and then I'll tell the bottom area to be darker. And so I could just double click here and say, all right, I want it to be darker. And so there would be the shadow. But then I've got this extra area here I don't need. So I would get Shift M, the shape builder tool. I just get rid of this extra part. So it's that easy to get light and shadow. I'll do the same thing here. I'll hold Option while dragging it. I'll shape builder tool. I'll select this one. Group selection tool here to select the bottom one. I'm just going to eyedrop on this color again. There's that. And then I'll shape build, Shift M, shape build tool to get rid of the excess area. Same thing here. And so I would do that on all these shapes. And whoops, I didn't hold on. I grabbed the wrong key. There we go. Pull that up a little bit more. This one's going to be this color. There's my shadow. I'll select this. I'll get the shape builder tool right here, Shift M, delete that. So all that shadow, we would also have cast shadow on the head. And so, but what I've done now is I've made these be separate shapes like that, see? But these bottom ones are all still circles. So what I would do here for cast shadow, I would select all of these shapes there. And I didn't do shadow on that one, but I'm going to select all of these ones here. And I'll just, my light source I'm saying is coming from the upper left. See, here's my light source. And so I've got highlight there. I'm not showing highlight yet, but I'm going to do a cast shadow. I would pull while holding Option down on those characters, those shapes, and they're going to be casting shadow on this yellowish skin color here. So I'm going to double click it and say, okay, that's going to be my shadow color. But they're going to cast shadow on the skin, not on the hair shapes here. So what I'm going to do now is I'll select all of these ones that are this color. I'll go select, same fill color. And then I'm also going to select this piece here. So see, those are selected. And right now I'm not really worrying that the hair's in front of it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to divide in the Pathfinder tool. Here's Pathfinder tool. I'll go to divide. And what that's done is, or I don't necessarily have to hit divide. I could also just do this. I could go to the shape builder tool and just Option delete these excess areas here that I don't need. And that'll work well. There's more of them up here that don't really matter to me because they're hidden by the hair. And then I don't have to worry about pasting it back on top. So there's those shapes with cast shadow. And I'm going to move those ones in front. So I'm missing a bit of hair here. I'm going to hide that for a second and say, okay, what's going on here? Let's select this guy here, and I'm going to cut it and then unhide those other extra shapes, and then I'm going to paste it back in front. So, and then move it behind that other, no. Yeah, I see my problem. This shape here is it's grouped. So I'd have to there we go. And then I'd have to tell this one here to paste in front there. Did a little bit of grouping that was caused me a problem. But I got a cast shadow there. If I think that cast shadow is too dark, I could say, well, let's select same fill color, select same fill color, and I could say, well, I want it a little less dark. Click a lighter color, and there we have that. So that's how to do cast shadow and create shadow. Say I want to highlight on that as well. In the Mark Rice video, what he does is he gets the ellipse tool, letter L, and he, to do a shadow on this area, he would draw a circle, and then he gets the direct selection tool and he deletes these two anchor points right here, delete. And we just have a quarter circle. He tells that to be a stroke, not a fill, just selects them there. I'll zoom up and he tells the stroke to be thicker. I'll go to the strokes here. I'm gonna actually pull the stroke panel out because I want to teach you something else here. And I'll expand it, show options, and he makes the stroke thicker. It's probably a good thickness there. 3 was good. You'll want to round the cap here. Look how flat these are. The cap is how it ends. We'll do that. And then that shape there, we'll just tell it, I'm going to tell it to, it could just be white. And I could tell it to be a lighter transparency. So there, we got a highlight there. And that's how Mark Rice teaches to do it. The other way you could do it, I'm just going to delete that one, or I'll just cut it for now. Command X, cut. You could also just on a perfect sphere, it could just be a circular shape as well for a highlight. I think I like the that one better. I'll do one more here, but a couple more. I want this muzzle, his beard face here. I'll just drag holding option. You see the double arrow there. And then I'll tell this area, you're going to be the darker shadow area. I'll double click on the color picker. There's my shadow area. I select all of that, Shift M, the shape builder tool, hold Alt or Option, delete the excess. There, we've got a shadow. I want the shadow from the nose as well. I'm going to select all 3 of these shapes. I'm going to hold Option and drag down. I'm going to group those shapes. I'm actually going to combine those shapes right now. And tell them to be this shadow color here. I drop, I'm not worrying that I'm covering up the nose because I'm just going to option, command left bracket there. So that's cast shadow. And so that's how we have a cast shadow. The nose needs a little bit of dimensionality. I'm going to hold Alt or Option, drag up, tell this color to be darker, double click on the color picker, tell it to be darker. That's shadow area. Then I select both layers here, just moving it so you can see. And then the shape builder tool, Shift M, Option or Alt, click the excess area. And there's that. These guys would have the same sort of thing going on. So I'll select both of those and I'm going to hold Option and drag. And then I'm going to shape build, Shift M, and it's not going to really do anything yet because I didn't color, but I'm Alt clicking. But then I'll click the bottom ones here and I'll tell them to be a darker color for shadow. And so I've got dimensional nose now. The last thing I need to hit M for the rectangle tool, and I'll select this first, and I'm gonna just drag a rectangle here, and that's gonna be my highlight, and then I'll hit V for the selection tool, grab live corner widget, round that, and that's going to be my highlight. I'll just come over here, click a lighter color, click OK. I've got a highlight. And so there's a nice two-dimensional or three-dimensional look in a two-dimensional illustration piece. I've got highlight, this area. I've got local color, get a different selection tool. Local color, this color. I've got shadow, this color. And I've got cast shadow here on the nose. And so that's how to get dimensionality on your piece. And so do that on everything. Buttons will have cast shadow. Look at this, I don't know what that piping, what this piece is called, that the buttons are on a shirt. Maybe you're a fashion designer, you know, I don't know. But that's casting a shadow. We would have some cast shadow on the shirt for from the head. So that's the technique. Again, Mark Rice demos it in his video as well. But get your drawing done first, and then come in and add light and shadow